Carnivals had always fascinated me, but when a traveling circus came to town, my curiosity took a dark turn. The circus was a relic of a bygone era, with faded banners and a worn-out tent. The clowns, though, were anything but ordinary. Dressed in tattered, blood-stained costumes, they looked like creatures of the night. The townsfolk whispered tales of curses and dark rituals that accompanied the circus's arrival. One night, my friends and I decided to investigate. We sneaked into the circus grounds under the cover of darkness, our hearts pounding with excitement and fear. The air was thick with an unsettling silence as we ventured deeper into the tent. That's when we saw them, the clowns, huddled in a circle, their eyes wide and vacant. They chanted in a language that made my skin crawl, and their movements were jerky, unnatural. In the center of their macabre ritual was a grotesque effigy, adorned with bones and feathers. One of my friends gasped, and the clowns turned in unison, their painted faces contorted into malevolent grins. Panic surged through us, and we bolted for the exit. But the tent seemed to stretch endlessly, the exit always just out of reach. The clowns pursued us, their laughter echoing in the darkness. We stumbled upon a hidden chamber filled with decrepit mirrors. In each reflection, we saw the clowns drawing closer, their eyes gleaming with madness. Desperation consumed us as we realized there was no escape. We huddled in the corner, clutching each other as the clowns closed in. Their laughter grew deafening, drowning out our screams. When dawn broke, the circus was gone, leaving no trace of the nightmare we had endured. My friends and I were never the same. We carried the circus's curse with use, haunted by the memory of those sinister clowns. To this day, I can't look at a clown without feeling a chill in my spine, knowing that behind the painted smile, there may be a darkness that no one should ever confront. The abandoned carnival had always been a place of local legend, a site of dark secrets and eerie tales. But curiosity got the better of me and my friends one fateful night, leading us into the decaying remnants of the funhouse. Inside, the air was thick with a musty scent, and the only light came from the flickering bulbs of rusty carousel horses. We felt an unnatural chill as we moved further into the labyrinthine corridors. Our laughter faded into a nervous silence, and unease settled in. That's when we found it. A massive carnival mirror that seemed impossibly out of place. It stretched from floor to ceiling, covered in an ornate, cracked frame. We approached it cautiously, our reflections twisted and distorted as we peered into the glass. But the longer we stared, the more we noticed something odd. The reflections weren't matching our movements. They had lives of their own. Suddenly, the mirror began to ripple like water. Panic surged through us as our reflections broke free, stepping out of the glass. They were distorted, grotesque versions of ourselves, with malicious grins and eyes that burned with malevolence. We tried to flee, but the carnival mirror had trapped us within its cursed world. The distorted versions of ourselves taunted us, their laughter a chilling echo of our own. The corridors seemed to stretch endlessly, leading us deeper into the mirror's realm. With every passing minute, our reflections grew more sinister, their intentions darker. They whispered promises of eternal imprisonment, their fingers inching closer to Tauchus. But then, one of my friends had an idea. She pulled out her compact mirror and held it up to the carnival mirror. The distorted reflections recoiled in horror, their eyes filled with terror. In that moment, the carnival mirror shattered into countless shards, releasing us from its grasp. We stumbled out of the funhouse, gasping for air, our hearts pounding. To this day, I can't look at a carnival mirror without feeling a shiver down my spine, knowing that within its glass may lie a malevolent world ready to ensnare those who dare to gaze too deeply into its depths. I've always had a fear of clowns, those painted smiles hiding who knows what beneath the makeup. So, when my friends dared me to spend a night in an abandoned carnival funhouse, I couldn't resist. It was supposed to be a test of courage, a way to conquer my irrational fear. As we entered the funhouse, the air grew heavy with a musty, nostalgic scent. Broken mannequins and faded posters of grinning clowns adorned the walls. The place had an eerie, frozen-in-time quality, My friends scattered to explore, leaving me alone in a dimly lit corridor. The unsettling silence was only broken by the faint echoes of their laughter. That's when I heard it. The faintest whispering, like a distant carnival tune carried by the wind. My heart raced as I followed the sound, leading me deeper into the funhouse. The walls seemed to close in, and the laughter grew more distant. The whispers grew louder, and I realized they were words, a sinister rhyme. Come closer, my dear, don't be shy, underneath the big top where shadows lie. I'll paint you a grin, oh so wide, for in my world, there's nowhere to hide. I rounded a corner, and there it was, a clown, painted in garish colors, standing in a pool of flickering light. Its eyes were hollow, and its grin was impossibly wide, stretching from ear to ear. It reached out a gloved hand toward me, and I stumbled backward in terror. As I retreated, the clown began to chant, its voice a grotesque parody of mirth. It was as if it knew my fear, feeding off it, drawing me closer with its siren song. The corridors twisted and turned, like a nightmarish maze, and I was lost, unable to find my way out. I heard my friends calling for me in the distance, but their voices were distorted, their laughter tainted by a sense of dread. The clown's laughter merged with theirs, and I realized with horror that it was mimicking their voices, drawing me deeper into its trap. I don't know how I escaped, but I burst out of the funhouse, gasping for breath, my heart pounding. My friends were waiting for me, their faces filled with concern. "You look like you've seen a ghost," one of them said. I couldn't find the words to describe what had happened. To this day, I can't shake the feeling that the clown's sinister grin still haunts the funhouse, waiting for its next victim to draw into its nightmarish world.